A long and troubled history, setting the stage for crisis. The Democratic Republic of Congo, a nation blessed with abundant natural resources, has long been plagued by a tumultuous history. For decades, the eastern provinces have been the epicenter of violence, instability, and human suffering. The roots of this conflict are complex, stemming from ethnic tensions, weak governance, and the illicit exploitation of mineral wealth. The First and Second Congo Wars left millions dead and displaced, devastating the country's infrastructure and institutions. While the official end of the war brought a fragile peace to some parts, the East remained volatile, with numerous armed groups vying for control. Addressing these root causes is essential to breaking the cycle of violence and creating a more peaceful future for the DRC. The resurgence of M23, fanning the flames of conflict. In recent years, the M23 rebel group has emerged as a major threat to peace and stability in eastern DRC. Formed in 2012, the M23 claims to fight for the rights of Congolese Tutsis, but has been widely accused of committing atrocities against civilians. The group's military offensive, launched in late 2021, has resulted in the capture of key towns and villages, displacing hundreds of thousands. The Congolese government, weakened by internal divisions and corruption, has struggled to contain the M23 threat. The army, often poorly equipped and trained, has been accused of human rights abuses, further alienating the local population. Addressing the root causes of the conflict, including ethnic tensions and weak governance, is crucial to ending the violence. A humanitarian catastrophe, the devastating toll on civilians. The ongoing conflict in eastern DRC has triggered a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, characterized by widespread displacement and food insecurity. Millions have been forced to flee their homes, seeking refuge in overcrowded camps, facing disease, hunger, and violence. The United Nations estimates over 5.5 million people are internally displaced within the DRC, making it the largest internal displacement crisis in Africa. The majority of these displaced individuals are women and children, who are particularly vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. The humanitarian crisis in eastern DRC is a tragedy of immense proportions, demanding urgent attention and action from the international community. Section 4. The international community's response. A glimmer of hope? The international community has long been engaged in efforts to address the crisis in the DRC, providing humanitarian assistance and supporting peacekeeping operations. The United Nations peacekeeping mission in the DRC, MONUSCO, has played a crucial role in protecting civilians and promoting human rights, but has faced criticism for its perceived ineffectiveness. Regional actors have also played a significant role in mediating peace agreements and providing support to the Congolese government. Despite the challenges, the international community's engagement remains crucial to addressing the crisis in the DRC. A coordinated and comprehensive approach addressing both the symptoms and root causes of the conflict is essential. Section 5. A call to action, breaking the cycle of violence in Congo. The crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo is a complex tragedy, demanding urgent attention and action from the international community. We must act now to break the cycle of violence and create a more peaceful future for the DRC. This requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both the symptoms and root causes of the conflict. Firstly, we must prioritize the protection of civilians and ensure that humanitarian aid reaches those in need. Secondly, we must address the underlying drivers of conflict, including ethnic tensions and weak governance. Thirdly, we must ensure accountability for human rights abuses and violations of international law. Finally, we must amplify the voices of the Congolese people, supporting their aspirations for peace and working together to create a future where all can live in dignity and security.